Thank you, my Lord. Thank you, my Lord. Today, as we begin this very beautiful Sunday morning, let us not dwell on those things that pain us and disappoint us. For those are the moments, are maili chadar or ke kaise. Lord, sometimes the maila of my life allows the cloud of my perception of your divinity to be somewhat tainted, to become so bright that I forget how beautiful you are, how forgiving you are, how all-merciful you are. And today, as we say thank you, my Lord, as the theme of Shanti Vandana, today I would like to remind you that the music that God has put inside of you, that rhythm of purpose that God has allowed to be beating within every one of us, today we're allowing that music to come forward. Today, children of Shanti Vandana, think back to when you were a child and somebody gave you a balloon that is filled with helium. The first few days following that gift of that balloon, the balloon would remain bright and beautiful. And the balloon will fly at the end of the string and bobbing up and down in the wind or within the room. And if you let the balloon go, the balloon would take off into the air. But after a few days, if you let go, my friends, after a few days, though the balloon begins to shrivel and to shrink, sinking down lower, smaller, weaker, day by day, the balloon would drop lower and lower. And finally, that balloon would land on the floor, possibly totally deflated. And the balloon would have lost its life and attractiveness, not to mention the potential to rise higher. In the same way, my friends, children of Shanti Vandana, all you had to do, it is to replenish that very same balloon with some fresh, new helium. And that will give it a new start, a new appeal. Dear friends, if you did so on a regular basis, the balloon would last for months, bringing happiness and joy to the child who enjoys its company. You see, you and I, my friends, you and I, devotees of Shanti Vandana, the same principle applies to our life. You see, throughout the day, no matter how filled we are at the start, sometimes we start with prayer, we start with fast, we start with jal, we start with lighting our diyas. But slowly, during the course of the day, we would find that we would slowly leak. We get pressured, we get stressed out. Life unfolds and life happens for many of us. And we get stuck in traffic as an example. And what happens? Our figurative helium leaks out. And you find out that the same things that you were hoping for at the start of the day with respect to peace of mind and shanti and contentment and santosh, as we spoke about yesterday, you would find as you go about interacting with your environment, you would find that slowly the helium of your life, the enthusiasm, the peace, slowly leaks out. You see, sometimes you get home after a hard day and you would have experienced maybe some difficulty with your other half, or with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or with your boss, or with someone. And therefore you would find that peace of mind would slowly leave you. You see, in the month of Ramadan, it is so very important we understand the value of fasting. Muslims in the month of Ramadan, they enjoy a fast. They enjoy the discipline. As a matter of fact, in Islam, there are 5 pillars of Islam. One, it is the declaration of faith. The second is the obligatory prayer, where Muslims pray 5 times a day. It is obligatory to pray as often as one can. It is compulsory giving, dan, charity, often giving. They are encouraged to go to pilgrimage of Makkah. And 5th, it is the fasting in the month of Ramadan. Dear friends, in the same way, these concepts of fasting apply to every single religion, whether you're Muslim, you're Christian, or Hindus. Sometimes people say that Hindus fast for every reason. And while the fast may be different in Islam for Ramadan, And for Hindus, fasting for puja or for yagnas or for holy occasions as such as Navratri or Hanuman Jayanti or any of the Navamis, the Jayantis. Today, my friends, we're reminded that the sacrifice that we make in fasting, it is like refilling our helium, refilling our balloons, so that when the course of the day, the course of life takes its toll on us, all we have to do, it is to refill our helium, to refill our life with that spiritual charge, to say, Lord, thank you. Thank you, my Lord. And the simple act of saying thank you, my Lord, is enough to remind us of our connectedness, to remind us of how great our Lord is. You're listening to Shanti Vandana on the First, the Finest, 103 FM.